Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
In the 90s, we were just teeny tykes. We liked our movies and our bikes. We wanted to be DJs, but we were just teeny gals. So we went off to college and we remained best pals. 20 years later, we're still watching flicks and we're bringing you the feeling bit by bit. Sweetie and Sweetie are here to say it's the Large Marge Santa's podcast. Hey, hey.
Solution here. Phyllis, what's your plan?
The girls and I talked about this, and we came up with some great ideas to get the whole community involved. For example,
Gather round, you friends of mine. We're wilderness girls and it's cookie time. We work hard and we lay bare. So buy a box and do your share. If you want the best taste that you can find, chocolate chips are one of a kind. Our peanut butter dreams will blow your mind.
A box of them would be so nice.
Cheap that even twice the price. Come on down, it's cookie time. It's cookie time. It's cookie time. It's cookie time.
Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Sent Us podcast, your favorite podcast where two sweetie sisters talk about movies that shaped their childhood. I'm Sweetie,
And I'm Sweetie.
and today on this blustery snow day in New England, we decided to tackle everyone's favorite movie about rich people?
Girl Scouts?
Not Girl Scouts? Oh, it is Troop Beverly Hills.
What a thrill.
Beverly Hills,
What a thrill.
Beverly
burped-
Hills.
I burped in the mic.
I've done that a lot of times.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure there's so many other. I think it was the last podcast because I was drinking one of those spiked seltzers, and
Just
it
like
was
now.
like Burp Nation.
Whoops.
It was really gross. Like I'd be like, sorry.
Apologies to everyone.
Yeah, burping's kind of gross.
Kinda
but,
gross.
But you need to do it.
Yep.
It just happens,
Better
first of all.
out than in.
And it makes you feel so much better. Anyway. Troop Beverly Hills. Wow. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. It is fucking funny.
Really? It's pretty funny.
I really enjoyed it. You
did.
know, I really enjoy a movie when I exclaim out loud, this movie is fucking hilarious, like 10 minutes in.
Yeah. You did say that. You said it a few times.
I know.
At
I just
different
forgot.
people.
It was just, damn, real good, real good. So this movie, made in the wonderful year of 1989, which I feel like so many of our movies are.
Mm-hmm. It's the golden year.
Yeah. Is that what I'm going to write the book about? Yes.
Yep. 1989, the golden years of 80s film.
So stars Shelley Long, who is amazing.
So amazing.
Almost Goldie Hawn-esque
Caliber.
caliber of comedy. She is so funny. I just love her. Such good timing. And Craig T. Nelson,
Your favorite.
if you followed along last week when we talked about Ed
O'Neill.
O'Neill,
I keep wanting to
or
say Ed Harris.
I know
It's confusing.
Well, that was
we
funny.
did. I know we did just talk about him, but there's like too many Eds out there.
Yeah.
God.
So Ed O'Neill versus Craig T. Nelson. Randomly, Craig T. Nelson's in this one. What the hell? Who else? What's that one's
Jenny
name?
Lewis. Oh, Mary Gross.
Yeah, you're always good with that one. I never remember her name.
Mary Gross as the assistant who has to be a spy. She's also in our favorite movie, Feds. We love her. She's one of my favorites. And Jenny Lewis,
Yep, Jenny Lewis from The Wizard.
who is in the band.
Rilo Kiley.
What did you
Schmoopy Schmooperson? No.
No, it was like Goose.
No. I can't remember now. I did make a great name for the fake band that Jenny Lewis was in, and it's not that. But yeah, she's in that, and then like a host of other young ladies.
Rufus Rothfuss.
Yeah, Rufus Rothfuss. What a great band. That would have been.
That's our band.
I think I was thinking of Rufus Wainwright, who was in
person?
that Stamp movie. Remember the Stamp movie that we were like obsessed with?
No, I wasn't
Tommy
obsessed with it.
Tinkertone or something?
You were obsessed with it and made me rent it on Netflix, and we watched it.
Okay, pause. Has anyone seen this movie about like they did it on PBS? total tangent. And this guy like shrinks himself and is able to put himself on stamps and then is able to travel to the world. So then he can like hop off the stamp, but then like can hop back onto the stamp and like keep traveling. Anyway,
yeah, it's not a great movie.
But the musician Rufus Wainwright, if you know who that is in the movie as like with his friend in it. It's really weird. Or is
He's
he the
not
main guy?
Tommy Tinker?
No, I don't think he's Tommy. I don't even think Tommy Tinker is his name, but it sounds like that. Right? Okay. You can stop talking about this. We're going to cover that movie, I swear to God.
Not again. I got to watch it.
Anyways, Troop Beverly Hills. What a thrill.
Yep. I guess they couldn't use the Girl Scouts, but they could. There's one point where they had a Boy Scouts, like, at the uniform store. It's like Boy Scouts and Wilderness Girls uniform. So how come they couldn't say Boy Scouts, but maybe they can't do a whole movie about this stuff?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the rights in these whatever
sure.
like kids clubs, because we will take a large opportunity of this podcast to talk about the Girl Scouts. Sure. But I need to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I think this is another one that we watched that played a lot on the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
So it was censored,
right.
Which is funny because there's actually a lot of swears in this and a lot of things where you're like, oh, that's what she says at that part. That we had no idea until this moment right now. But it's a great movie. We love it. Super 80s. Let's do it.
Let's dive right into it. One cookie at a time.
Cookies.
It's the Sweetie synopsis. It's cookie time.
Sweeties. Love cookies. Phyllis Nefler is a Beverly Hills wife to, what's his name? Fred Nefler. Who owns a muffler company.
How do you get filthy stinking rich?
I don't know.
Owning a muffler company.
Something ain't stirring the Kool-Aid.
I mean, I guess everybody needs mufflers, but
I'm sure you can get them somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like, I don't know. I thought because she like mentioned him going to law school. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. He's like this big high-powered lawyer. No. He's the muffler man.
Yeah, what's that about? We need to someone needs to investigate that.
Do you know the muffler man? The muffler man. The muffler man.
Well, what bothers me is that it's called Nefler's Mufflers, which doesn't rhyme. And it seems like it should, because it seems like that's what they were going for. But it's like, that would only work if it was like Nuffler's Mufflers.
It's close, though.
And then you'd be like, enough of those Nuffler's Mufflers. I don't know. I think that's a better slogan.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So her and Fred are kind of going through a divorce. They have a daughter played by Jenny Lewis named Hannah, and she's a wilderness girl. She is in the troupe, the Beverly Hills troupe, and they have a problem. The problem is that they haven't had a troupe leader in a really long time. Every time they get one, they leave because the troupe kind of lacks
focus
and like actual wilderness skills, that kind of thing. So they're in need of one. Who should volunteer for the job but Phyllis Nefler, everyone. Phyllis Nefler.
Phyllis. Because Phyllis really has no aim in life. So she's been a rich, a wife to, I don't think they were rich, like, it sounds like their whole life, but like for most of the time that she was married. And, she says some good things in the beginning about how, like, she, like, Freddie, the husband, just complains about how much money she spends and all that. But she's like, you never give me credit for, like, what I put into this marriage and stuff like that. Because she did, like, keep the home and, like, whatever. So in those kind of instances where, like, someone does make all the money, but then the wife, like, doesn't work, but still is, like, had raised the daughter and whatever. And Freddie's big complaint and, like, why he's wants to get a divorce is that Phyllis isn't the same person anymore. Like, she used to have such drive and ambition, and now she's just like,
shops.
Yeah, just shops, and is just living that like rich lifestyle. So she really thinks that being the troop leader of the Wilderness Girls will like put her, like, create this ambition and kind of and distract her from her marriage crumbling. Let's say,
yeah.
So she throws herself into it, but she, is a very wealthy and I don't know if I'd use eccentric, maybe slightly.
Well, she does it in her own way.
Yeah, in her own way.
She embraces things about the Wilderness Girls and adapts them to her lifestyle and to the girls' lifestyle.
It doesn't like necessarily believe in like these strict rules surrounding this organization, which those organizations tend to have.
Right. So like they go on a camping trip and they find it like to bad conditions because it rains and it's outside and there's bugs and stuff. So it rains. She takes the girls to the Beverly Hills hotel instead, and they stay there. So like that's an instance. Right. Instead of earning regular badges or what they call patches in this movie, they kind of make up their own. So they have a jewelry appraisal patch and a divorce court patch and
shopping
patch. So yeah, she's adapting. It's fine. I like it. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Someone is not into it though. So the villain of this movie is named Velda Plendor, which is a really great name. And I wish
all the names in this movie are really good.
I know. I think it's like kind of a cool job to be like, whose job is it to think of like the names?
Screenwriters, right?
I guess. Yeah. But I mean, man, can you imagine just coming up with a name like Velda Plendor and being like, I've done it? It's just like a really great.
And that woman,
name.
whoever that actress is, I think she became a director shortly after
really?
this and like didn't do any more acting. But she is so hilarious. Oh my god!
I called her Bizarro Meryl Streep. She is like like Meryl Streep could play her. In this role.
Photo on MDB. I was like, wait, is that Meryl Streep? Because it looked like Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. It was really weird. Wow. She had like the glasses. Her hair was longer.
But yeah, she's like the ultimate villain. If she had a mustache, she'd be twirling it. She's just always so pissed off about Phyllis because she breaks the rules. She's unconventional. She doesn't follow the rule book and is very upset about it. So she puts in a spy, basically, which is Mary Gross's character, Annie, and says, like, pretend to be like and help her out as an assistant troop leader. And Annie, she like puts a little camera into her book, and so she can spy on them and take pictures as proof that she's not a fit troop leader. So meanwhile, the girls are having a great time. They finally got their uniforms. They're earning patches. They actually are doing some like nice things. Yeah. They're going to old people's retirement community and
learning
helping them, learning CPR. I think it is doing good.
Yeah.
So Annie comes to soon realize that.
Wait, who's Annie?
The spy
okay.
comes to realize that Velda is a terrible person and soon kind of abandons that role. Velda tries to take the evidence to the I guess that woman's the president of the Wilderness Girls, and she's like, oh, I forgot what she says exactly, but she's like, big deal, they're having fun. Yeah. She's cool. Awesome. Basically, everyone is cool except for Velda Plendor in this movie. Like, she's the only one that has a problem with it, so it's kind of weird. So the big cookie day is here.
Yeah. With Girl Scout-ish
cookies
stuff.
Only
also
two
comes cookies.
Only two kinds of cookies.
Do they have two kinds of cookies?
I noticed that. It was like peanut butter or chocolate chip or something, or like mint.
Well,
mint or peanut butter.
In the song, they talk about chocolate chip peanut butter, but then I thought I heard her say vanilla and chocolate randomly too.
There's only a red box and a green box, like throughout.
This is bullshit.
Let me know if you see a different colored box, but I'm pretty sure there's only two kinds.
Okay.
But anyways, so they have like all these events to sell cookies. They end up doing a great job. They end up selling over 4,000 cookies, which is the most by far. So if you sell the most cookies, the top like 4 troops get invited to the Wilderness Jamboree. Oh my God. So this is a big event where they let 4 troops out into the wilderness, and it's called like a survival
2 days.
Yeah,
it's like hiking. You follow a trail,
follow maps, compass. Whoever gets back to the campsite on the second day first wins. And the prize is you get to be featured on the poster for next year's Wilderness Girls, which is pretty cool. So they end up making it to the Jamboree. They compete against the evil Red Feathers, who are Velda's daughter's troop. The Red Feathers try to make it really difficult for them, and the troop Beverly Hills stumbles into some situations, but they come out of it. You know, they come out
because they're a strong team. Yeah, and like this, they were kind of a, let's use that phrase again, ragtag team. When they came into this, a little bit fractured. The girls were kind of like a little bit lazy, and they all have like a kind of like almost like the Little Giants, like their own like issues. Mm-hmm. But then they really bond together as a team, and they realize that like friendship is number one, and will get you through anything. And teamwork, and like that's like the whole point of those groups, of whether it's the Boy Scouts or like the women troop groups. Friendship counts in like you being as a team. So they come through all these obstacles, not even natural obstacles. There's a team that's trying to sabotage them, the Red Feathers. So like a bridge gets cut, their trail map, like they turn around the little arrows that are supposed to lead them to go. But every time they come through. Why is that?
You said it. They're actually great. They're actually good. Yeah. So they make it. At the last point, Velda like tries to cheat and take a shortcut because she designed the course. Ends up falling into a bear trap or something and breaks her foot. So her troop leaves her there. They're like, "We want to win. We're leaving you here. You're dead weight." And then Troop Beverly Hills comes and they see Velda and they're like, "We'll take you back." She's like, "No, don't do anything with me. Just leave me here to die." And they're like, "No, we're not gonna do that." So they make a little stretcher out of their backpacks and they like pull her back. So the Red Feathers make it first back and everyone thinks that they won. They're all excited. And then the president is like, "Well, where's your troop leader?" And they're like, I don't know where she is. Like, she's not here. And they're like, "Well, the rules specify that the whole entire troop must like cross the finish line. So you're disqualified." And they're like, "What? That's crazy."
They didn't know the rules. They were like rules.
I'm sure they did, but they were just like so frenzied on winning or whatever. So they steal the trophy and leave. And then Troop Beverly Hills comes over the horizon and they're pulling Velda. And so they're actually the winners. They win. Woo! So exciting. Velda gets fired because she's a terrible person, obviously. Thank God someone saw it. And she leaves in a huff. And then Phyllis and Fred, her husband, kind of reconnect.
Yeah. Because she has become
who she was.
Who I guess she was. And now, he's seen her be this like ambitious person. And, I almost kind of wish that like didn't happen. I almost wish it was kind of a milk money ending where it was like, well, I was always like this and I can't believe you gave up on me. Like, fuck you. I'm going to go marry somebody else.
Yeah, but in milk money, they were still together. She just wasn't like giving into it like right away. Like I'm thinking, but this would have been cool. Yeah. If she was like, "See you later. Let's be friends." I don't know.
Yeah. Cause like, what is he doing? He's a fucking muffler salesman. Like,
do you know the muffler man?
Balding.
The muffler man. The muffler man.
Fuck Freddie.
I don't think his name is Freddie. I think it's Fred. I don't think they ever called him Freddie. You're getting confused.
I know. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
So happily ever after, the troop wins. Phyllis gets her life back.
Hooray
end of story.
for cookies.
The end.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
great film.
Yep.
Real uplifting.
Kind of long. Did you see
really?
how long I feel like it takes forever to get to the jamboree. Like so much happens.
I love
And
all
then
the in-between,
they still
though.
need to. Oh, I love it, but like it's just so long to get to that jamboree point. You're like, dang, they haven't even done the jamboree yet. But sometimes I feel like that, but I still love it.
Yeah.
Very funny outfits. I love most things about it. So, yeah. What should we talk about
definitely.
first?
Fam fave. Okay. Well, in some ways this reminded me of when we did Overboard and we talked about the tackiness of the 80s rich kind of stuff. So in that one you had Joanna Staten being like having those crazy outfits and was like so rich, and that whole lifestyles of the rich and famous stuff, and how like that was such like that 80s glamour richness of LA and Hollywood and Beverly Hills. And now I feel like that doesn't exist, like
It's better taste, I
yeah,
guess.
right. And just how the taste of the rich have like gotten, just improved, I guess. But I mean, her outfits in this say it all.
Insane.
They are so funny. It's so good. She's like a Barbie.
Oh my God. Super important question. Which is your favorite outfit?
There's too many. Oh my God. I can't wait to do my Instagram account on this one. It's going to be like bonkers. I'm going to post like 10 photos tomorrow. In a sick collage. Which is my favorite? Which one? I mean, some of them are actually can be tasteful, but most of them are like bonkers awesome. I don't know, if you have one on the top of your head, I mean, just shout it out.
Mine was the gala dress, which is like a blue and pink ensemble, and then like
crazy.
a big flower like choker. And it just seems to like, I'm always concerned about how it's staying on her body like that. It just seems like it's just like resting on her, like it's not a dress. I love that one. And her hair is like in a cute updo, so I do like that one. And I also, weirdly enough, love her redone uniform.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up, because if you actually like really notice it, she doesn't have one version of it. She has like 5. So there's like a skirt version, there's a pants version, there's like a sailor pants version.
So
There's
the sailor
shorts.
version where she wears on the thing. But my favorite part about it is that it comes with this cape.
Yeah.
And the girls' uniforms also eventually have the capes. But I'm obsessed with capes. And I don't know if you know this, but capes are having a huge comeback right now. So I was like, hey.
And all the hats too. I love the different hat versions.
Yes.
So there was like the little like almost like army one, which was like, I don't know what that's called, like the wedge cap, almost like
Classic wedge cap.
wedge cap. And then she had like the safari one. Then she had
Like feathers.
the one with the feathers, and then she had the like Boy Scouty kind of looking one at the end when they're doing the hike. Whoever the design, I like read somewhere in the trivia who the designer was, and that person deserves so much credit. They were amazing outfits, and makes like half of this movie. It's so good.
Totes. Yes. I just want to point out that Phyllis is actually a pretty good artist. She draws the patches. There's like a place in the book where you can draw your own patch. Yeah. And so she makes these little illustrations of the patches, and she's a really good artist. Yeah. I wonder if that's what Fred was talking about when he was like, used to be creative. Like maybe she was artistic or something?
Well, I mean, she's certainly creative with her clothes, right? And like probably designing that house. I mean, they had a beautiful house. I mean, also it was just
super tacky though. Like the bedroom has like a picture of like something from paint night, like on the wall, like behind them with like columns.
Probably $1 million painting.
There's a lot of columns. I love that. They have a guest house.
I know. Pool, a beautiful pool.
The daughter has a big balance beam like in the gym.
Yes.
I love that.
Can you imagine being that rich? I just don't
think it would be fun after a while. It's like anything. You just get used to it and you're like, well, here's my big house again. I don't know. I'd have to wait and see.
Well, if you always had that. I mean, I don't think she did, but
yeah. I will wait and tell you when I'm rich and have a mansion what it's like. Yeah. And we'll get back to me. Come back to me.
I really just love Phyllis's attitude in this. I just think she's like so... I mean, she's hilarious, first of all, but also like you're not really sure in the beginning because like the whole divorce is going through, and she's like pretty positive about it. And I guess it isn't until she goes to divorce court and like the Fred is trying to speed up the divorce, and she's like, "Why? Like, why do you want to speed this up?" And his lawyer's like, "Oh, like he might want to remarry." And because you don't really like know why they even split up, and like they're kind of just separated at the beginning, and she just doesn't seem sad about it. She just seems like totally like empowered, and she's like, whatever, like screw you kind of a thing. And then she gets really sad when she finds out that Fred is dating his realtor, who's this like slutty bitchy woman. I don't know why I call her slutty. She's like dressed. I don't know what her sexual.
She's a slutty attitude.
Yeah, she's slutty attitude if you want to say that, and kind of slutty clothes. Sorry, I'm just trying not to like demean women I don't know anything about.
She's the character.
This is a women positive podcast. We bring them up. We don't bring them down.
No, but yes. Yeah, but it's like, dude, why are you getting married? You're going to get remarried already? Like, what? You can't even wait like
But I think that girl was right. Like, total midlife crisis.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, almost like that. Okay, like, am I still sexually viral now or whatever? Do I need to dump my old wife and get a newer model? Isn't that like always the thing? Like that's,
I suppose,
you get a new car, you get a new haircut, and you like dump your current wife and exchange her for someone like younger and hotter, which is fuck you, two fingers up. But anyway, so Phyllis's whole like attitude is just, I mean, she empowers those girls, she empowers herself, like she really doesn't like let herself get down, and like she does get upset like during like a couple like key moments in the movie, but like whether the girls like buoy her like up or she does it herself.
She always turns it around.
Yep. Phyllis Nefler, you're my new role model.
Nice. Yeah, I love her. I love her too. She's great.
And I'm gonna say again, like I miss Shelley Long. I don't know what she does nowadays, but between this, Money Pit, really well known for Cheers, right?
Mother Goose, Rock and Rhyme.
No. Wait, did I say no? That's Shelley Duvall.
Damn it!
Yeah, I almost said that too.
I was gonna say
she does have
totally
crazy,
mix them up.
Very like unnatural red hair in this,
which is like
Shelley
that,
Duvall,
yeah,
right?
in that movie. Yeah. Oh, damn it!
Oh, I'm sorry.
I looked it up.
But yeah, she is so funny.
Something else that she was in too, but I lost it. Yeah, I don't know. So my favorite part, and I think everyone's favorite part, is the dance patch. So they need to earn the dance patch. So to do that, Phyllis teaches them a variety of different dances from like the 50s and 60s or whatever. So it's like the twist. I didn't catch the proper names of those other dances.
The
pony.
The pony.
The pony. Do the pony.
The frug.
The frug.
That one is.
The twist.
Mashed potato.
Mashed potato. What? Did they do that?
Yeah.
What's that one? How do you do
I
it?
also know it's in Dirty Dancing too because they go, I can mash potato.
Yeah, I know, but they don't like,
mash
do the mashed potato. Is that the one
do
that's like,
the twist. I
that's-
can
oh,
do
no, that's the
the
frug.
twist. No, mashed potato is like the foot one, I think.
because you're like mashing
the
potatoes.
I don't know.
I don't think you mash potatoes.
look that one up.
doing that. But and then the last one is called the Freddy. She's like, it's just life is just like
she said
that
something funny,
sometimes.
yeah.
So I've never heard of this until this movie. But the song is like dun, 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 dun,
Do the Freddy, do the Freddy,
Freddy.
and it's this weird movement where you like pick up your arms and kind of like move them in like a scissor motion or something. Let's say, what would you describe that?
I don't know.
And then
Maybe we'll post a video.
You twist, you like kind of twist your leg around. I don't know.
In your
It's
head.
yeah.
It's an odd
It's
dance.
funky.
So it's so hilarious. And then the best part ever in the whole movie is when they go to the retirement home and Phyllis and Hannah are teaching the old people the Freddy. So it's these little old women in wheelchairs doing the Freddy and men behind them like standing up and doing it. And they're like, isn't this fun? And then Phyllis like comes up to them and is doing it. And then one lady all of a sudden like starts rolling away like down the hill like doing the Freddy.
She Freddied too hard.
And Phyllis is like, oh, uh-oh. And like
And she goes, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, whoa, and like runs after her and like grabs the wheelchair, pulls it back, and then is like, keep dancing, and then continues to do the Freddy as she's wheeling the wheelchair back, and the old lady in the chair is also like still trying to do it.
So good.
Oh, we laughed so hard.
Dun, 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 do the Freddy.
It's my favorite. I think it's a lot of people's favorite.
It's so good.
It's amazing. Yeah. So there's that, and then my other favorite part is the cookie song.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. The song is good. So yeah, they're selling cookies. They're like, oh, we'll put on a show on like Rodeo Drive or something. So the girl, the one black girl in the troupe puts on a Tina Turner wig and does this awesome cookie song and dance like that they must have written a la Sweetie style, if you will. But it's so great. And so whenever we want to eat like cookies, I guess we sing this song. So it's like, should we sing
Well, we
the
just do the
chorus?
part.
Yeah.
It's
cookie time. It's cookie time.
It's cookie time. It's cookie time. It's cookie time. It's cookie time. Yeah. So they have like, there's
It's like a box of them would be so nice. Try some.
I don't know what the redheaded girl says.
It's like something half the price.
And she's like
Try
the money
some.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So they have all these like little dance moves, and they're wearing like their uniform is the khaki with like the green little scarves, but they had like these glitter green scarves on.
yeah, I
so
love
it's kind of
those.
like a popish, like pop group kind of stuff. So funny, so awesome. They sell 4,000 boxes of cookies. They also
That's so many cookies.
like, you know how there's like cigarette girls at like fancy like rich clubs, so they have them kind of wearing those kind of things, which were like you know, it's like around your neck, almost like an old Vegas kind of style, or in Atlantic City, and it's like cigarettes, something, cookies, and then they like sell cookies like to all these rich people at the table. They sell them outside the gym.
They sold a lot.
I mean, they make it happen.
Yep. They did it.
But yeah, I love the cookie part.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
great. It is great.
And you know, it's Girl Scout cookie season in the real world.
Do I? You're talking to the girl that bought random cookies off a random girl's link on Twitter. Someone I followed was
Made
like,
her
here's
day.
my daughter's link. And I was like, oh, sweet. Take that from you. Thank you. So, yeah, I'm almost done with them. I got like a few left.
Oh my god! What's your
I will
favorite Girl
say-
Scout cookie?
Well, I'll tell you. You know what? It used to be the Caramel Delights or Samoas.
Samoa's racist.
But it has since changed in my old age to the peanut butter patties, aka Tagalogs, also racist.
Wait, tagalongs were racist?
Tagalogs?
No, wasn't it tagalongs?
I don't know. Someone Google it. Google it and verify.
I thought they were tagalongs for some reason. No? What were the mint ones called?
Thin Mints.
That's it? There wasn't a racist name to a thin
I don't
mint?
know. Well, we'll look it up. But yeah, the peanut butter patties really have been speaking to me. I haven't
Those
been
are
able to find a cookie.
Everyone's favorite.
No, everyone. There's a survey. Number one favorite by far are Thin Mints, which I find boring. I'm just not a mint person. I'm
It's
sorry.
tagalongs. Do you know that you can buy a box
they are
of
tagalongs.
tagalongs from eBay for $50?
What?
Because they're not called tagalongs anymore.
No, they are. My boxes.
Oh.
My boxes were called that. They call them by the proper names now. But yeah, the peanut butter is so smooth in those, and I can't. There's
those
no
are the
like
best.
generic cookie that has that same level of peanut
Did you
butter.
ever put the Thin Mints in the freezer? And
Well,
then...
I wasn't a Thin Mint person.
Okay.
Like I just don't. I'm not a mint. I don't
I'm gonna
crave
go
mint.
totally rogue here and say, okay, so I'm gluten free and I can't eat Girl Scout cookies. So there are gluten free ones now available, which is nice. I think.
They're okay.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
gross.
know if there were this. I didn't see them on my choice when
Yeah.
I went to buy them. But
Maybe they did not decide to sell those anymore, bitches. Anyway, but what about the shortbread ones? I really like those.
oh, hello, I have a box.
Okay, good.
They're
so the
my
ones that
tea
are like
cookies.
the shape of the Girl
The Girl
Scout
Scout
face.
logo, yeah.
I really love those.
Yeah, I like
so
them.
buttery.
I like to eat them with my tea. I'm like, tea time. Hi,
Are
tea.
we missing any of the classic ones? No.
Peanut butter
Thin Mint.
sandwiches.
Ugh, no.
The
The original ones were Tagalong, Thin Mint, Thin Mints,
They introduced
and
some
Samoas.
other
So the
ones. in
original
mix.
were like
There's
4.
like lemon
Ugh, no.
sandwich. Yeah, the ones that always like did not do well.
and there's like a chocolate chip cookie now, right? No?
I don't know. They may have been new ones this year. There's a s'mores one this year. I know, but I didn't try that. I like to stick with the classics.
I mean, I think this should segue into our
like-
just initial talk about
Yeah,
Girl
so like
Scouts.
I love Girl Scouts, but not really because I was never a Girl Scout, and whenever I see Girl Scouts, I like have a hard time buying cookies from them because I get nervous because they scream a lot and it makes me intimidated. Also, they give me the wrong change and then I feel bad. I give it back to them, but I'm like,
I don't
"Dang."
think they have a math badge.
Yeah, they need to go back and earn that math
Making
badge.
change badge.
It's sad.
Which I'll bring up about Girl Scouts. So my thing. I have things about everything. Okay, so I was a Girl Scout for one meeting.
It was a Girl Scout, not like brownies.
Oh, brownies. Sorry.
okay.
Okay, so let's go back. So Girl Scouts, if you remember, starts with Daisy Scouts, I believe. And then you are a brownie with the ugly brown uniforms. And then you transition to the Girl Scouts, which are the green ones when you're in late elementary school, middle school, right? So our older sister was like a super Girl Scout. So all her friends did it. So she did it too. And they made it to the green Girl Scout level. They went on a troop trip to Washington, D.C. It was the first time ever I remember my mom leaving us. And my dad had to take care of us for the weekend. And Sweetie.
I went on that trip too.
No, Sweetie and Sweetie, we both got the chicken pox, remember? And Dad had to take care
I
of
don't
us
remember. I
when
was, like,
Mom was
2.
away. Yeah. So this was poor Dad. Anyway, so that was like my role model as my older sister. I wanted to do everything she did, obviously. So I'm like, yeah, I want to do Girl Scouts. But I didn't realize you weren't just like a Girl Scout. It was like this tiered process, first of all. So I get into it, and all the girls who do Girl Scouts, I hate to say this, were losers. Like people I did not want to hang out with or be in a troop with. I get to the first meeting. You get like your gross brown sash, and then a little pin, which is the Girl Scout pin, which is like this little, it's like gold, and it looks like, I don't know, almost like a crucifix, but it's not.
What?
Or like a fairy, but it's like a little like body with like little wings, almost like a butterfly, I think. Wow. And so you get that, and then you learn all these stupid songs, and the only song I remember is keep something something friends, but keep the old one is silver and the other's gold. So you learn these like friendship songs. And then we did grave rubbings at the cemetery, which was like right next door to where we met. So we like ran around the cemetery and just like used wax paper with crayons and like rubbed on the gravestones.
Why is that
I
a
have no
necessary
idea.
skill?
And I'm like,
did
this
you get
is
a grave rubbing badge?
No, immediately I was like, this is the dumbest thing. I cannot come back to that. I already knew it was so cheesy. I didn't like any of the girls. And then we did dumb activities. So I didn't even go back after that one
I thought
meeting.
you quit because they like did a sleepover at the church or something, and you were like, "This is weird."
It
I'm out.
was kind of churchy too. And I was like, no. So yeah, so I bailed out of that. I was like, see you later. So I didn't make it to any of the cookie thing, which like is like the pinnacle of that whole thing. No.
Yeah, I never did it. I was afraid of like most group activities, so I didn't do them. I was just like not into it.
Right.
So it's fine.
But I hope like Girl Scouts, I have no idea. So I'm literally like speaking out of my ass. But I hope like they are actually like using and learning real life skills that women could use and not like bullshit sewing patches. I'm just going to say, yes, like please learn how to sew a button, like whatever. But I hope like all that home ec shit is basically toned down. I hope that there's much more like outdoor stuff, much more practical things. Like I just that's what I hope. Like I hope there's a making change badge. Just what I'm saying. Like
yeah, we need one if there's not. Please.
Yeah. Like, I hope there's a lot of physical stuff. I just hope that, like, that's why always the thing with, like, all those kind of groups. And when you break it up into gender like that, and if it's still sort of like learning to be like a missus, then barf, no thanks.
I wonder how they choose who gets to be on the cookie boxes.
Yeah.
So I think they're different girls every time.
They're real Girl Scouts.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I would like to know what goes behind the box design.
Side note.
Also, the boxes get smaller every year. What is up with that?
Well, they got to make money somehow.
Get more expensive.
Yeah, and what are they now?
Like $4. I guess that's not
bad.
That bad.
So do you remember also the like side girl troop, which is called so Girl Scouts, obviously the main one, Campfire Girls? Remember that? So a bunch of my friends were like my two friends that were a grade above me, Lisa and Lindsay, were Campfire Girls. Do you remember them?
Wait, it's still in the Girl Scout family, but
I think it's a whole different organization.
What?
Yeah.
Sounds like a cult. I don't know.
No. It was Campfire Girls.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
What did they do? They sat around campfires? Was it the
No.
Midnight Society? Did they tell stories?
Do you think they like still exist?
Look it up. I don't believe it. Remember those books we had, the Pee-wee Scouts?
Yes. With the badges and you cut them out.
Yeah, the badges in the book there's like a cardboard badge in every book and you cut it out the back.
Yeah, no. Campfire National Headquarters, Light the Fire Within.
That sounds religious and creepy.
It's a co-educational organization. Wait,
what does that mean?
Weird. Is this right?
Seems like Sweetie's like, a cult.
Girl Scouts versus Campfire Girls. Okay. Yeah.
I just never heard of that. I know. I mean, like, how are they still around? I don't think they can get much traction.
Campfire Girls alumni Facebook group.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so we're like not one to talk about. We were never in a troop.
Nope.
And but you know, if you were, sorry, we're completely speaking out of our asses and don't know what we're talking about. But it's just our initial thoughts on the troops.
Whatever.
Question for you.
Oh. Hooray.
What is a body wave?
Just like a little, like a wave in your hair that's like not.
It's a loose perm.
Yeah.
We've this has been brought up in a couple of these 80s movies, and I'm like, what's a body wave?
Oh, and Earth Girls Are Easy?
Yeah.
A body wave.
A body wave.
Oh, yeah.
A butch. But in this one, so she
like,
tells like a ghost story. So they're like at now the Beverly Hills Hotel after their campsite get rains out, and they're telling it's like a beautiful, what do they call it, paddock or something. And bungalow. Yeah, like
the raptor paddock.
Yeah. And there's like a fireplace and like all these like rooms within the bungalow. So they're telling ghost stories around this like beautiful fireplace. And the one that Phyllis tells is about how her regular hairdresser like wasn't in that day, so she had like a new one. He gave her a perm, and it's like a scariest ghost story ever.
I'm confused, but like, what's the difference between getting a perm and like having naturally curly hair? Like, what does that do? 'Cause her hair was already curly. Like, I would have.
I think that was a perm. Well, I thought that was a perm.
No.
Or
why would
body
she be
wave.
upset about getting a perm if she had a perm?
Right, because perms were so 80s. Everyone had perms, right?
I'm not sure I get it. Yeah. I don't really understand the story either. But I just remember that Carol got a perm one time.
Right. So perms were for people with like stick straight hair. You would have curls for like a couple months. So it's a chemical that changes like the reason you have curly hair is like genetic or whatever, but there's like a chemical that you can put in that can temporarily like do that for you. Temporarily do it kind of permanently. So it lasts for 3 months. Because you remember in Legally Blonde where like the whole thing is around the girl who like got a perm and you can't take a shower for like a day or something because those chemicals have to like set in and change your hair structure. Yeah.
Good one.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I've learned so much. I was so smart about hair.
Thanks to movies.
Yeah. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
body wave, loose wave. If you didn't know, I had to look it up. Learned a lot today. Like I said, learned a lot today.
Question for you is, how many cameos has Kareem Abdul-Jabbar made?
Do you want to know what my note was? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, king of the cameos.
So yeah, Airplane, he plays himself / Roger, which is even that, like Roger something.
Yeah.
He was in an episode of Full House. He was in an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was in a bunch of other stuff, which I didn't write down, but I looked on IMDb and his acting credit is only like 22. And I was like, that can't be right. But then I looked down and saw Self was like a staggering like 155.
Yes.
Most of them are like NBA, like greatest hits, like television programs.
I mean,
but
that's
a
how
lot
he's
of them
making
are
money now.
TV shows. Yeah. He's on like every reality show right now. but he was in so many random movies.
Was he in The Celebrity Apprentice? No. Why am
I think he was in The Regular Apprentice
Okay.
as like a guest judge or something. I'm not sure, but he was in that game show Splash where they like were divers.
Wow.
He.
This is how he makes his money now. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
I mean, I love him.
Yeah, no, he's great. But yeah, he's like, obviously they live in Beverly Hills, so they're going door to door selling those cookies. So of course, they go to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's house and can just like waltz up there. Where's the security?
It's a movie.
What?
I don't think it was really his house, and it was just for the movies.
Yeah. Well, he didn't buy their cookies.
Worry about it. Cookie time.
Those damn red feathers.
You little cookie. Yeah. Anything? Oh, something else you wanted to mention?
Oh, yeah, sure. I have a couple.
Okay.
So there, we had mentioned like a lot of the people already in this, kind of the big names, but there's a lot of like small name people that ended up being like also in big other things from this time and then also later. So let's give a shout out to Tori Spelling as a mousy brunette. This was her first film.
Oh.
She was a member of the opposing troop,
the Red
Feathers. Yep. So go Tori. Your career only took off from here. Awesome job. You still can't act, and I'm glad you dyed your hair.
Hey.
Also, Kelly Martin, famous for Life Goes On with Corky, if you remember. Also, Face on the Milk Carton, if anyone ever saw that.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
Wait, is that the plot where her mom had like kidnapped her?
I thought so, but
Yeah.
is that whatever happened to Janie, or is that the same thing?
I think
And,
that's
like
like
the
this-
face on the milk carton was like
Yeah.
the second part of it, or the first part.
Yeah. I don't know. But I think it is like her parents actually like kidnapped her from like a grocery store when she was like a little baby.
And they're not her real parents.
Yeah.
No, I think it was a shoe store.
Yeah, you're right.
Totally a shoe store.
I remember that was like in my book order and gave me like intense nightmares.
Yeah.
And I thought like as my neurotic self was like, oh my God, what if I've been abducted?
Yeah, me too.
What if I'm not my parents'
I
children,
definitely
child?
planned ahead. Oh, you mean what if it already happened? I thought
Yeah.
you were like, I could get abducted in a shoe store. I got to be on the lookout. I got to like be on my game because I was suspicious of every like creepy man.
Every
I was
creepy
so
man.
suspicious of. I was like, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I know. Nope. Child molester phase. That's what happens. Thank you, Lifetime original movies. The girl from Punky Brewster, Margot, is always plays a really good rich girl. So good for her.
Yep.
Typecast, but you did well. And then the girl from the first season of Saved by the Bell, I can't remember her name, but Nikki.
Nikki. Say by the end.
So if you remember the first
Actually,
season,
Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
yeah, with Miss Bliss, Lisa Turtle, Screech, and Zach, but there's no AC Slater.
Well, there's a guy.
There's a guy who's like AC Slater,
Yeah.
Mikey, but no.
And it
Sorry,
was
no
in, like,
Jesse and no.
Kelly
Kelly.
Kapowski. But like, it took place in like Indiana or
Yeah,
something.
it took place in Indiana. So that was like the first season. So she is like the Jessie girl, let's say, 'cause she's like really smart and like puts Zach in his place and like whatever. So yeah, so that girl is also in it. So like a bunch of like girls who are like kind of circulating around the 80s TV circuit, let's say. Good for them.
Good for them.
Really, really good job. And I thought all the girls were really good. And also that actress, Carla Gugino or whatever, what did we say?
Giancarlo or something.
Yeah.
She was in something we saw recently. We talked about her recently, and you were like, "That's the girl." Damn, I wish I could remember.
Yeah.
I looked at IMDb, but nothing rang a bell. So
plays
it
Chica.
makes me think that she was herself in something recently, and that's where we saw her. But I don't know. What about Large Marge alums? Got any Large Marge alums?
I think off the top of my head.
There's
Just
like
Jenny
5.
Lewis.
Why didn't you write them down?
No, I only had Jenny Lewis.
The dad from Adventures in Babies. I thought you wrote it down.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just doing it mentally.
Oh, okay. So the dad from Adventures in Babysitting is, what's that? Her character's name?
Chica.
Is
So what's Chica's problem is her parents like
a band like are so rich and absorbed in their money that they forget their own daughter's birthday and go on like a vacation or something without her. So she's like upset and she's kind of bitchy, but in that moment she kind of breaks and is like, "Oh, I'm so sad," which she would be if your family abandoned you and if they named you Chica and they are not Spanish.
I know. What the?
I'm very confused. But the dad is the dad from Adventures in Babysitting. And then Jenny Lewis was in The Wizard. This is actually her first movie, but it was made the same year, or was released the same year as The Wizard. But who knows when they were actually made. So I thought there was someone else.
No, I think that was it.
Shelley Long hasn't been in anything they've done yet?
Shelley Long. No Craig T. Nelson, because we're thinking of...
We just talked about him.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah.
All right.
But those were like small ones, but good.
Yeah.
I liked that. Sorry. So I recently had bangs, and I just want to give a shout out to my bangs, which I'm now growing out.
Bangs. Oh.
Miss those bitches, but they're a pain in the ass. But everyone has bangs in this movie, and I just had to write it down because I was like, whoa. Remember a time where everybody had bangs? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I had bangs.
Everyone, I mean, as a kid, you always do. That's just like how your hair grows out.
Do you know how I grew out my bangs?
No.
I was like, I think a really good idea would be if I slicked them to the side with copious amounts of hair gel.
It was like Liz's hair gel that she used to like put up her bangs.
Like LA Looks.
Yes, the pink one, the pink gel.
Yes. So I just slicked back my bangs to the
I remember
side.
that.
Like, what?
You look like a slick Rick.
I think
there's
there's a grease ball.
I think there was a school picture.
A ball of grease.
that had that.
No, that was you're thinking of the time that Mom and I forgot it was school picture day and we didn't get my bangs trimmed, so they're like way past my eyes, like a creeper. Oh, it's embarrassing. It's a good one. And we didn't even get to do the redo. We were like, nah.
Yeah.
We'll just do it next year.
I didn't have them for too long because I was a ballet dancer, so that was like so annoying to have you put your hair in bun and to be like sweating and dancing. So those got grown out like super, super fast. But I recently got them in the last couple years, and I always grow them out because it's so fun for a while. And then I'm like, oh my God, these sucks. My hair's too wavy, and it doesn't work out. But these girls had awesome bangs. Their hair was so straight, and they just like laid so nice and flat on their forehead. So jealous. But
hair department.
Yep. Shout out to the 80s bangs. Miss ya, mean it. I also like that the interesting message in this movie about how the rich people are the losers. So,
well, in the world of wilderness, women.
So I think it like turns that whole dynamic on its head, where it's like that organization was all about like roughing it and like this, whatever that kind of troop group. I just keep saying that.
Goof troop. Oh.
Goof troop. Kind of like methodology is. So these girls like were like probably for the first time in their lives outsiders because they had money, but that's what like set them apart. So it was like interesting when most of the people don't have money, and then like rich people are the ones who get made fun of, which I feel like in this world is rarely happens.
But at the same time, it makes me question like why they wanted to be wilderness girls, because it didn't seem like anything about it really spoke to them. Yeah, and were they just doing it to do it, or?
Well, I think for them they were like so isolated as these children of rich people who like remember like the one girl, her dad is like a dictator from like Thailand,
but they don't have any other friend. Like they don't go to school.
This is how they. Well, they probably went to like private schools, or like their parents moved around, or they were always taking them on trips, or like, so it was like
not Chica's parents. They left her at home.
Yeah. So it's just like that's how it was a good dynamic for them.
Well, I did enjoy that in this movie. Like the conflict, usually in these kinds of movies, there's like a conflict within the group, right? Where someone kind of gets in a fight with somebody else and leaves, or decides they don't want to do the thing anymore and they like leave. But in this case, it's all Velda. Velda Plendor is the bad guy. So I love that everybody in the troupe is so supportive and nice, and they all like Mrs. Nefler, and like they all become this cute little like family. And I love it. I love that aspect of it. No girl fights, stuff like that.
It was really heartwarming. Great movie about friends, as Phyllis says. Money is not the most important thing. The most important thing is having friends.
Good.
So I think that's a great message. I have friends or money. I got a cat. No, you have lots of friends. Yeah. And my last note is about the CPR. So they have to earn their CPR badge. So they call this like hot EMT, who like looks like the guy out of like the show Chips. And he like shows up in his little like cute EMT uniform. He's like, okay, girls, like I'm going to teach you how to do CPR. ask for a volunteer. When was the last time someone could show you how to do CPR on a person?
We don't remember what the 80s CPR classes
Well, was
were
that
like.
how it went? It's like fucked up. Get a dummy.
If Carol was in the country, we could call her and ask.
You can't like put your
She
mouth
might
on
know.
somebody and fake pump their chest. Like,
Well, he uses breath spray and then like proceeds to do it, and they're obviously just making out because the girls are like,
that's so
"Ew."
shady.
Yeah, wicked
It's so
shady.
gross. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I always remember that part when I was little, and I was like, "Oh, is that like how that works?"
Yeah, and I kind of dreaded like CPR
Yes.
class because of that scene. But then when we got there, we're like, "Oh, it's a dummy,
dummy.
and you use this like thing to breathe on, so
Yeah.
you're not like."
passing
Yeah.
germs.
So it wasn't a big deal. I
remember that.
Still don't really know how to do
The
CPR,
song in
but
the back of that scene is like French kissing in the USA.
That's awesome.
So good.
So great.
I know. I love this movie. It is awesome. Kind of makes me wish I was in a troupe if it was like that, but I know it's not like that because I tried it for one day and it sucked. So, also I don't live in Beverly Hills.
No, yeah,
But
you don't.
yeah.
Unfortunately. Wow. So that was it.
fantastic
all your
flick.
notes?
Yeah, I didn't take that much. I was or that many notes. I was too busy
Oh,
laughing.
here's something I wrote down. I miss the days of the animated opening credit sequences. I meant to bring this up when we watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids because that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
animated opening sequences. Just because I think it made the movie like a little bit darker, and like the part where they're like in the toaster.
Yeah.
That scared me.
Do you know who did the animation for this one?
No.
The guy who did Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, makes sense.
I know.
But yeah, so a bunch of movies that we know and love. So this one, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's
Yes,
Dead,
that was the other one.
which we recorded twice, but we lost it. Someday we'll get back to that. Also, Grease was one, and yeah, I mean, just like it's like a trademark of 80s and Grease
Yeah.
and 90s, but yeah, I just love that. I miss that. And finally, I think we should send this podcast off with our own chant. So here's one that I made up. You can make up one after, but you'd have to do it like on the fly, which I don't know if you're ready enough. If you're ready for that, maybe you can take another
I don't
swig
even know
of
what
vodka.
this is. I'm so confused.
Oh, hello. It's the like Beverly Hills. What
Okay,
a
okay.
thrill. So
Yep.
like we're making up our own.
Okay.
Okay. So mine is we're the podcast that's really great. We talk about movies, even ones we hate.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Sweetie and Sweetie, we're really cool.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So listen now, don't be a fool.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Large Marge sent us, don't forget us.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Large Marge sent us, don't forget us.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
Large Marge sent us, what a thrill. Large Marge sent us, what a thrill.
Large Marge sent us, we don't need pills. I don't know.
That was really good.
Don't need no pills.
Yeah, I can't do it on the spot, but I'm proud of you.
I wrote it down before we started, so I
I'm
cheated.
proud to be your sister and podcaster in crime. Always. Thank you. You're welcome.
So I guess that's it then.
Yeah. Great movie. Recommended. Don't think it's on any free outlets at the moment. Maybe that'll change. Let's write letters. Let's petition.
It used to be on HBO Go or something.
Phyllis Nefler.
so
Phyllis
they just
Nefler.
they just
Phyllis
take it off.
Nefler. Phyllis
Yeah,
Nefler.
she's great. We love her.
Yeah.
So as always, thank you for listening. Please do us a favor and review us on iTunes. Also find us on Twitter at The Sweetie Club and on Instagram at Large Marge Sent Us. Thank you, Deidre Cullen, for writing and singing our theme song, and Frankie Donlon for designing our logo. We love you guys. Keep on listening.
Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.